Okay, so unfortunately there are going to be people who sabotage you, some consciously and on purpose, and some not so. I'll give you some scenarios of someone who would do it on purpose, but not in a mean way. For instance, and this is not an unusual story, my mother-in-law would serve me food that had flour or sugar in it and say there wasn't any. So for instance, a meatloaf with just some breadcrumbs in it. Oh, but there's just so few, it couldn't possibly make a difference. So that's one way people, husbands and boyfriends are famous for saying, well, you know, I'm tired of this. I want to have our favorite pasta dinner, you know, or whatever. So pushing you, making you feel guilty because you're not enjoying the same, you know, activities really. I suppose there's cases where, you know, you hear about, and I've heard about, where same thing, boyfriends or husbands might push you to eat because they want to keep you fat. And then there's friends, you know, come on, one bite's not going to hurt, because they don't know the whole story. So there's all different kinds of ways people may or may not mess with you and your plan. There's several ways you can deal with it. First of all, you cannot let them do it. So period, you just can't. But how are you going to deal with them? I mean, I can't say anything beyond that. You just can't. You cannot let them, you know, derail you because you were miserable and unhappy, and that's why you're doing this. So things you can do. You can make it a medical condition. You can tell people, friends or, you know, mother-in-laws, you can say, listen, I'm highly allergic to these foods. When I eat them, I have a blood sugar imbalance. It's absolutely true. And that blood sugar imbalance really messes with my body and my hormones. All of that's true, and you can tell them that. It's really hard for someone to say, oh, come on, just have a bite, when you tell them it makes you sick. No one tells someone who's allergic to strawberries, oh, you can have just one strawberry. You know, no one tells an alcoholic, one drink's not going to hurt, you know, not going to hurt you. So another thing you can do is be firm. Just say no. And if they say it again, no, I don't eat that. And if they say it again, no, I don't eat that. And you just repeat, so that you're not arguing, you're not explaining, you're just repeating the same sentence. So regardless of what they say, it becomes just ridiculous to keep talking. Oh, but one bite's not going to hurt. No, I don't eat that. Oh, come on, I don't want to eat alone. No, I don't eat that. You see where that's going to go. Another thing you can do is you can explain the whole thing and hope that they're, you know, kind of supportive of it. But bottom line is, you just have to, these people might come in your life, and you just have to find what way's best for you. Now, if you're around people that, speaking of, if you're around people that just, you don't really want to share it with, you don't have to do that either. You can be at, like, for instance, you can be at a birthday party. The hostess is passing out birthday cake. You can take the cake, just take the plate and put it down. You don't have to eat it, but you also don't have to make a big scene. You know, oh, I don't want it, I don't eat sugar and flour. Or you don't want to, you know, insult her. So you just take the piece of cake. You can even pretend, take a bite out of it, you know, cut a piece off, you know, play with it like kids do when they don't eat their vegetables. You know, so you don't have to make it an issue. Most people do not care or pay attention to what you're eating. And if they do and they try to, you know, compromise you in some way, you're going to have to figure out what way you can use to stand up for yourself. And those were a few examples of things you can do.